Hi, I'm Sage, and I'm a twin flame coach, an Ascension coach, and I just wanted to share with you, like, quickly, then in a nutshell, my story of how I came to know who my twin flame is. Yeah, and how I came into union with him and everything. So, I guess just briefly, I would start it with. It starts like before I found Twin Flames Universe, our spiritual community. So, back when I was in 2017, like when I was in grad school, I had my first like breakdown, but it was really a breakthrough about, yeah, I was just like, I can't do my schoolwork for like studying to be a teacher. I can't do it. I wasn't doing it. This one night I was like, I have nothing and I have to go in tomorrow, right, and teach. And I was like, so what is this? Like, what's wrong here? What's wrong with me? That's the question I was asking. And then the answer I got was unexpected for me. It was that I was suppressing my gender identity. And so that answer, I was like, that's the answer then, because I felt it in my heart, and I was like, wow, it was like being like having a carrier pigeon fly into your face, and it has a note, and you look at the note and you're like, you would never ignore a note from a carrier pigeon that came to you, because it's so serendipitous, it's so divine that happens. And so I read the note, and I was like, so to speak, and I was like, oh my God, so this is it. I didn't question it. I was a little shocked, but I was like, yeah, this is it. And so I explored my journey. I explored my gender. And long story short, I came to know that I started with non-binary and a non-binary name, but I ended up having it revealed to me, like God spoke to me, the divine spoke to me and told me my name. Just my name. And I also felt this deep euphoria and this vision of like, this is what it would be like to feel completely in union with God or with the divine and with my divine self, like the euphoria of feeling myself, feeling all of myself, inside. And also it extended into like my body too. And so it was a very like feminine experience. I was experiencing my femininity completely purely for the first time. And so it was a very blessed vision given to me by God, by the divine. So mention that to anyone who says it's not divine or not of God to be trans, because it was truly a holy experience for me. And obviously you don't have to argue with people, but you can say that if you feel guided to, but don't waste your energy with people who are like that. They could be open to it, but anyway. So I certainly wouldn't put my heart on the line like that, right, for someone bigoted. So anyway, I realized that, and then I went back into the closet after I was convinced not to come out and that it was all a delusion. And I went back to my teaching career that I was preparing for, even though I realized my life purpose was spirituality and about art, kind of artistic self-expression, but spirituality mainly. And so I went back on all of that. Long story short, I had a really just miserable year. Like, my heart was never lower, and it was cracking me open, I guess. Like, I was breaking open the resistance in my heart with that experience. That I had that experience to break down my resistance, and I was like brought to this point where I was like, spirituality is the only answer for me. And so I knew spirituality was, so I found a spiritual teacher online. I was actually on the Facebook wall of this woman who originally was almost like the spiritual midwife for my first coming out. She was. And I was like, let's go to her Facebook page. It was very guided. It was like intuitive. And I was like, oh, she has a spiritual healers page on her Facebook wall. So I went there and booked something like a consultation, and then had a healing session. And then that's when I woke up to the fact that I was like, I'm going to meet my twin flame. I'm going to meet the love of my life. And I had an encounter. I had like a false twin flame experience and encountered someone just for like a few hours, like one night, and then lost contact with them. And that's kind of how God, or how the universe, that's how the universe led me along. It wasn't cruelty. It was like the universe led me along because it knew that would be the only way I would get into this spirituality more deeply. And I chose it, and I really desired it. So I ended up searching stuff on the internet, on YouTube, about twin flames, because the spiritual lady told me I had a twin flame experience. And I found Twin Flames Universe. I found Fabian, who's a master certified Ascension coach here, and I found Jeff and Shalia, and I really resonated with them in all their videos, everyone associated with Twin Flames Universe and with Jeff and Shalia. So I found the community, and I kind of joined it, and I looked around for a while, and then I just kind of dove in and got some services directly, a session and a reading, and in-person kind of reading, session with Jeff and a reading with Shalia. And then, was working with people in the community. I bought the courses, Twin Flame Ascension School, and then Life Purpose class. I was in discussion groups with people. They helped me realize that I was a woman, and a friend in the community at the time helped me realize that I was a woman, that I was transgender, because I was using that term for myself. I knew that I was feminine on the inside, but I wasn't out as a woman, but I came out as a woman soon after. Because I was like, well, my friend was using the word transgender with me. And so I was like, you're using that word with me. I just said that I was a divine feminine soul. I didn't say I was a woman. I didn't say I was transgender, but that unlocked me to myself, because I had all of these fears from the past were coming up again, because they were still there. I hadn't healed them, but then I healed them. And I was like, the peaceful thing to do, the peaceful truth of all this is that I am a woman. And so I came out as a woman, and as trans. The rest of my healing journey, I would just sum up since that point, was until meeting Isaiah, or knowing he was my twin flame, was basically just loving myself in all the places that weren't feeling good as they came up. And a big part of that was always my transition, and loving myself there, accepting that I was a woman, undoing any family or social or religious conditioning, healing my traumas from childhood with MAP, mind alignment process. Once I healed those traumas, I started to attract my twin. I started to attract Isaiah, because Isaiah and I started collaborating in Life Purpose. Just like 2 months after that, we started really collaborating. I interviewed him because he also went through mind alignment process, and then he came out as a man and as transgender. He came out after doing the trauma healing the same exact time as I did, the trauma healing. So, and then I interviewed him about that, about his coming out, and we had a wonderful interview, a wonderful conversation after, extremely deep, but just really, really familiar, heartfelt, very, very, had so much love for each other and as souls, and just loved each other. And I said that I wanted to marry Isaiah, and he said that we both have twin flame, or we're already married. He said we're already married, but he didn't say to whom, but he meant our respective twin flames. But it actually, the real meaning was we're already married to each other. And so there was that, and then, yeah, I just kept healing and went into deep surrender. I got to the point where I felt like if it doesn't matter, like who I thought was my twin flame, the false twin flame experience person, if that ends up not being my twin flame, I'm okay with that. And yeah, I surrendered and trusted. I got to that point where I really trusted God or the universe or whatever to reveal things to me. And yeah, also our spiritual teachers. And then when I got to that point of really surrendering there and realizing just how I just got to a point where I was like, I'm surrendered, and I realized I just have to keep healing in this journey, and there's nothing else I can do, right? Then just keep healing and everything gets revealed. And then, yeah, and then Jeff, our spiritual teacher, reached out to me, and he was like, we want to help you here. Like, we have a blessing for you. And then they had a call with me the next day, and they told me I was having a false twin flame experience, and I agreed. It's just shocking to hear, but I agreed, because it's like, how could you, it didn't make sense for where I was at in terms of my healing, my vibration. Why would I never attract my twin flame back into my life? It doesn't make sense. Then they invited me to explore in my heart who my twin was, and my heart said Isaiah immediately. They had me read my love list for my perfect man, all the qualities of him, and I read it, and in my heart it resonated 100% with him. And so that was it. So I was like, wow, this really is him. And I had enough trust in the divine and in God and in my heart and in my spiritual teachers in this process to where I was like, wow, like, this is it. It was just like with my gender transition, when it was revealed to me that I was a woman with that vision, I was like once you have a feeling of deep certainty and peace like that and joy, you know that it's it. And that was the feeling I had with Isaiah and him being my twin flame. So I reached out to him right after, and he was at a break in between driving between job sites for work, essentially. And it was cool. It was very aligned with God, because he happened to be free then, but he didn't happen to. It was meant to be. And I was like, hey, we're twin flames, and he was shocked, and he can say more about his experience with that. But we both ended up coming to peace with it and accepting it, and yeah, that's it. And very soon after, yeah, we came into harmonious union. We since, we fell out of it because we had some healing to do that we weren't willing to face at the time, but we've kind of been like rebuilding ourselves there and going deeper, laying a deeper foundation to be in harmonious union again. But since then, like a few months after that, we got into union, like physical union, and we've been together since, and we've been healing together and loving each other and life and growing together. And yeah, and here we are today. And so yeah, and that's basically my story. Very condensed, but I feel like it's complete for that level of depth. And so yeah, that's it. So once again, I'm a coach, so if you want to work with me on your twin flame journey, or with Isaiah, or with both, go to the links below. Find the free Introductory Twin Flame Ascension course by Jeff and Shalia. Great introduction to everything. And claim your first half-off session with us after getting the intro course. And that's all I have to say. So until later, I'm Sage. Like and subscribe for more juicy content. And yeah, can't wait to work with you. Bye.